Welcome back to the channel, everybody. In 2024, I'm real excited. All these economists, all these big timers have been saying the bulk of 2023 that 2024 is supposed to be the year. We got some regulations rolling out. We have this ETF thing going on that could lead to a lot of different places that seem pretty positive, right? ETF thing going on. We have CBDCs that might be rolling out. There's so much going on. Oh, and I read a little article about Ripple stepping up their marketing. And I said this before, you need to market your stuff, not about Ripple, but I mean across the board. If you want people to use your products, if you want them to know about your crypto, if you want them to know anything, you got to step up that marketing and get out there and tell the people, hey, come use this. I like it. So we're here in 2024. Let's jump into some information here. This is from Brookings.edu. Yeah, we starting off with a reputable source. It's titled Structural Conflicts in Central Banking. And this is why. Yeah, we're starting off with something potent for 2024. That's right. Not playing around. This is why you had Christine Lagarde. Yeah, I'm going to bring it back again. Christine Lagarde say that what we hold, what we have, the bank coins, the infrastructures, the self-custody, all of that is a threat to the central banks. And they were afraid that we were going to usurp their throne. We still can. I'm telling you, the next 10, 15 years, I don't think central banks are going to be what you see them as now. But this is one of the reasons why. They have a lot of conflicts, a lot of problems. Well, let's go a little deeper here. It says regulator or operator of a payment system, ? Yeah, they have an identity crisis. They don't know if they want to regulate everything. Are they just an operator? They have their identity is completely lost. They're lost in a power struggle. And while they've been having conflict, keep that in mind, they've been having conflict with the commercial banks, medium and small. They've been having all this conflict with them because what did the commercial banks say? They said, hey, when you're rolling out these CBDCs, you're not going to try to cut us out, right? You're not going to try, because you do know with CBDCs, central banks, if they wanted to, could interact with customers directly. So they don't need those small banks anymore. This is where the conflict came in. This is why you see this big clash happening within the banking industry, which they do a good job of keeping quiet. But if you read their documents, you read the minutes to some of their banking meetings, read it, right? I've showed some of them here on the channel, right? And that's why they were asking anyway, to close that out. Are you going to step on our toes? You're going to try to take business from us? And the central bank said what? No. It's nothing like that, as if you can trust them. They said, we're just going to deploy infrastructure and let you run it like usual. Right. But let's read this little tidbit here. Let me scroll down. We're going to just read the introduction, all right? Because this is an extensive paper here. It says, America has the world's largest economy. We know that. Yet its payment system is increasingly outdated and slow compared to other major economies. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell acknowledged in his July 31st, 2019 press conference, quote, the United States is far behind other countries in terms of having real-time payments available to the general public, unquote. Wait, stop there. This also, listen, the United States, although they drag their feet, although they're lazy, right, with what they do, they always institute things last. But when they do, they go all in. Let's not kid ourselves. They go all in. Now, if you put that logic to the new financial system, lagging, all in. Doesn't that sound like a flip of the switch moment? Now, I'm not saying that the flip of the switch moment is guaranteed. I'm just saying it lends credence to that idea, does it not? Yes, it does. Because as they lag behind, at some point, they have to go all in like they always do. With the United States, is like, well, you get the idea. I don't have to give you more examples. But let's keep going. It says, unquote, as the Fed was in the midst of a multi-decade process of trying to catch up to the rest of the world. Make no mistake about it. They've been catching up. They probably have exceeded the rest of the world. And this is why the bank coins don't give up on the United States. Because no matter how long it takes, it doesn't make a difference if we can get that generational wealth, if we can get that tsunami of money. Everybody is thinking this way. It's not just you. It's not just me. It's the people at the bank coin companies. It's the big people at the banks. Listen, there is a big problem that is coming with the traditional financial system. There's a big problem that's coming with traditional fiat currencies. Anybody who's been looking at the historical charts, anybody who's been looking at how things are flowing knows that that moment has to come to pass. And when it does, it's going to need a band-aid. It's going to need repair. It's going to need replacement. Everything needs replacement sooner or later. Everything that has a beginning has an ending. That's it. That's law. Can't change that. I know some people don't want to accept it, but it's true. Now, let's keep moving on. And once again, it's 2024. So we saw articles coming out in the last few days about trying to protect the banks from unrealized losses. That's not going to work. It's not going to work. They already tried with the, let's say, commercial real estate problem. They have so many problems, folks. I'm looking for banks to collapse again in 2024. We'll see if it happens. I'm not a psychic. I don't have a crystal ball, but they've been swaying in the wind long enough. I'm ready for them to collapse. We'll see if they can avoid collapse. Like I said, they're trying to figure out a way to keep them from collapsing as of right now. I don't think it's going to work, but the commercial real estate solution didn't work. So why would their solutions with bonds also work? I just don't believe that they're going to be able to solve their unrealized losses problem. I just don't. Same way that they failed at trying to solve their commercial real estate problems. The banks go down, then that makes it that much more relevant or much more important to deploy the new financial system. It puts their backs against the wall a little bit more. Also, I'll tell you this: for Ripple to be stepping up their marketing, that would indicate to me that there's a reason for it. Remember, in the springtime, aren't we supposed to get a conclusion to all this Ripple SEC stuff? So they may know something's coming down the pipe. Like things are drawing to a conclusion here. Not to mention all those bills floating around look like they were gaining a little bit of momentum, the clarity bills for crypto. If we get any type of clarity, if we get an ETF, if we get the end of the SEC case versus Ripple, completely, I'm talking about completely, not XRP, but Ripple completely, because make no mistake about it, although people like to write Ripple off, Ripple is extremely important. I don't know why people don't want to give Ripple their flowers. They love XRP, hate Ripple. I don't know. Listen, let them do their job. That's how I feel. Let them bring those banks in. That's what they do best. Let Volante do what they do. Whoever's building, I don't care who it is. Let them do well so they can bring that capital to the chain. That's how I look at it. Just my humble opinion. You could disagree. If you like this content, and we're about to get to some XLM information in a moment after this chapter here, but if you like this content, please smash that like button. I'm going to keep it coming. As long as I see those likes, that's like a vote. And you see, when those likes are up, boom, I'm coming at you with some good information, I feel. So smash that like button, and we are on our way to 100K subscribers. We're going to crawl. We're going to work. We're going to keep on heading there. This is what we do. We want to be the best of the best, and we're going to grow together, all right? So if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Click that subscribe button, all right? Tell your boss to subscribe. Tell your workers, if you own a business, to subscribe. Tell the guy that brought the pizzas, tell him to subscribe, all right? All right, let's keep going here. So now, it says the Fed finally launched its updated payment system. Fed now, pay attention to this, in late July 2023 with little fanfare. See, the members only section knows we cover so many things about this that expose them. Little fanfare, which means what? The banks don't care about Fed now. They don't want to hook up to it. You got to ask why. What do they have waiting? They have the new financial system. They know it. They know it. They don't. The banks don't have love for the government. They don't. They don't have love for the Fed. I just told you in the beginning of the video, they have conflict with the Fed. You can look that up for yourself, folks. I'm not here to just tell you stuff. I'm only a researcher, okay? You can look all of these things up for yourself. Now, if you want to verify, right? It says here, with little fanfare, banks not excited, and fewer than 1% of banks signed up. That leap, people are not gonna get it. I know, it's okay. Okay, I'm gonna bring it right here, right front and center for you. If fewer than 1% of banks signed up, and it was much less than 1%, much less, it was pathetic. And I'm happy that they're failing. I am. I have no love for the enemy, but if less than 1% of banks signed up to use Fed now, that leaves 99% for us to take. Oh, and Ripple has been saying they wanted to go after those commercial banks. They were doing that the last half of 2023. So that means in 2024, hey, Ripple, I know it's early. Sometime in 2024, I'm expecting to hear a few things. Come on, Ripple, bada boom, bada bing. Come on, release some information. And you're good for it. So I know. Give you some time. And then you start putting that information out. So I believe that they probably made good progress on that. But hopefully we don't have an NDA problem. Like all these NDAs have been just holding things up. But I'll say this. As long as they land those partnerships so that when the time is right and we can unleash the new financial system, which has not been unleashed yet, not even a piece of it has been unleashed yet. It's just been testing things on it. And, when we have that congressional clarity or the SEC case is over and they're unleashed, you will see XRP unleashed finally, XLM unleashed finally. I'm talking about beyond a bull run. Go back to 2021, the beginning of that year. Look at the charts of where everything was. Look at where XRP was priced. Look at where XLM was priced. Look at where Algorand was priced, right? Super low. And then look at what happened a few months later in that bull run, right? I'm talking about beyond that price action. That was good price action. Very good. We had a great time in that first bull run. But this time, it should be bigger, triply, quadruply bigger, in my humble opinion. Just my humble opinion. I don't own these companies to manipulate some strings and make things happen or anything like that. But you get what I'm saying, all right? I just have to bring that clarity to my thoughts. So now let's go here. So 1% of banks signed up to use it. It says, why has America lagged? I like Brookings. You see how they asked the same question that I asked? Most people are going to skip over this. They didn't even watch this far. They don't get what's coming. Changing of an age is happening. It's coming. And I'm telling, and the people are ripe for it. Sometimes struggle, it prepares people for something new. Whereas before, without the struggle, they might not be willing to adapt to something new. They might not be willing to accept something new. But the people have been through struggle with these banks closing down their accounts, taking their capital, not handling policy correctly, bank runs, all types of things going on. All right. The money, the realization, because people became very educated financially in 2023. I think I've seen more people in 2023 than ever before talking about financial situations and economic situations. Was pretty good. Like, for example, a lot of people found that those savings accounts, no, they no good. They no good, no bueno. They're not good. Okay? Muy mal. They're not good. Savings accounts are where their money goes to die. That's why a lot of people, you saw deposit flight out those banks. And they were going where? Everywhere but banks. Then people were going into gold. They're going into silver. Wise choice in my humble opinion. Money market funds, right? Money market funds, T-bills, bonds. Look, I'm proud of the people this year. I am. Like, there was a very good leap in my humble opinion. This is my experience. Someone may have seen the opposite of what I've seen. Someone may have the opposite experience that I've had. All right. But the people that I've dealt with and witnessed, they made some leaps and bounds in my humble. They're learning how to properly move around this very tough financial environment and do what's best for them, right? Not rest on their laurels and be lazy. Now, it says here, the paper analyzes 4 countries, payment systems, and the role the central bank played in each. Now, wait a minute. Let me go back one more time. My apologies, but there's some stuff. I'm trying to unravel all of this. Little fanfare. So fewer than 1% of banks. That leaves 99% of banks on the table for the taking for real-time payment. What do you say? Instant payments. However you want to phrase it. We don't need to overcomplicate things. We just need to extract the meaning from things, right? And the meaning of this is very potent for us. That's trillions of dollars. That's as close to a certainty that these banks are waiting on a new financial system that we're ever going to get. they're neglecting, they're negating, they're going away from that FedNow system, right? Which is a terrible, terrible system, by the way. And we even have players in that as well. We have some blockchain companies, some Bitcoin companies in that, just in case. Let's go here. It says here, the central hypothesis of the paper is that structural conflicts of interest in the Federal Reserve's mandates, coupled with a lack of prioritization of the importance of faster payments, is most likely the explanation for America's failure. If accurate, then a failure to align these incentives, I think they spelled that wrong, my apologies, will continue to plague America, and the simple creation of FedNow will prove ineffective at modernizing the payment system, which tells you what? They need something else. What has been dominant? What has the White House been looking into? What have all the big banks been looking into? Distributed ledger technologies. We're still in the nascent phase. We're still in the beginning. You can't change the facts. You can't change the truth. And the time is coming. I don't know when. Once again, I'm not psychic, and I'm not arrogant either. I'm not egotistical to say, oh, I know everything, and this is the way it is. This is the way it has to be. No. I'm old enough and wise enough to understand that I learn every day, that I need to observe every day, adjust every day. There may be new information that comes out, things of that nature. So I err on the side of wisdom and adjustment. They need something new. And I believe, my humble opinion, it's the new financial system. XRP is there. XLM is there. Make up your own mind how you feel about things. I'm not here to tell you what to feel at all. XRP is there. XLM is there. Quant is there. Algorand is there. HBAR is there. You know all the other usual suspects. They're there, folks. So, it says here, the Fed's conflict of interest stems from its dual role as the regulator of payment systems while simultaneously expecting it to operate its own large payment system. So now Brookings, a reputable institution, is exposing the flaws in the Fed. This dual responsibility creates an inherent tension in which the central bank will not establish regulations for the payment system that its own operational arm cannot comply with. What does that sound like? They can expose here. Somebody has some guts, whoever wrote this article, because let me tell you, these type of entities do not play around. They don't. It says, even when the Congress gave the Fed regulatory responsibility to ensure a modern payment system, the Fed prioritized its role as operator. The Fed foreclosed itself from requirement. Why? Why did it prioritize its role as an operator? Money, 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 money. The Fed foreclosed itself from requiring faster payments and allowing the private sector to solve the problem. No, wait a minute. I'm not going to let you get away with that. They don't allow us to do anything. We did it because we could. We did it because we desired to. We saw the flaw. And so we corrected it. And in that correction, there's a changing of an age coming. Now, document here, but I need to move on for now. Let's move on here because I'm going to get to this little bit, just a little tidbit of XLM information today. We've been heavy on XLM. We'll go a little light today. We'll come back tomorrow, and who knows? Who knows? Maybe we'll find something. This article here is titled Stellar Price Prediction. You don't get many of those, so I appreciate it when someone actually seems informed and they make some sort of prediction and such. So let's read this little tidbit here. It's titled, Is XLM a Good Buy in 2024? It says, on December 18, Stellar initiated a comprehensive overhaul by upgrading and resetting its testnet. Subsequently, Stellar Core, Horizon, Soroban, I'll save my comments for later, Soroban, RPC, and Stellar SDKs saw the release of the latest Protocol 20 version, marking a crucial milestone Stellar announced that its network validators are scheduled to cast their votes on January 30th, folks, 2024. So we need to be on the lookout for what's happening on that day with this. All right. And hopefully the people choose wisely. It's time to unleash. Don't hold anything back. It's time to go wild, Stellar. Unleash it all. We'll see. It says to determine the commencement of the mainnet upgrade, which should be a no-brainer in my humble opinion, anticipating the successful execution of this upgrade, Stellar proactively disseminated a guide directed at businesses and developers within its network that we know. The guide primarily outlines the steps to install upgraded versions that we know. Let's skip that little part, okay? It says here, the overarching objective of this impending upgrade revolves around augmenting functionality, performance, security, stability, and all of which are poised to have a positive impact on Stellar's operation. Yeah, it's like a shot of steroids. Unleash the steroids. I mean, I can't wait because then things are going to get really, really fun very quickly, but we're going to have to watch the progress over the course of this year. And of course, that in combination with any announcements that may come in 2024. Let's read this a little bit here. Stellar XLM stands out as a compelling investment choice. Remember, this is their opinion, folks. All right, I'm just reading it to you. This is their opinion. It's not here to convince anybody of anything. I'm not here to tell you to buy or sell. None of that stuff. None of that. Just reading the article. That's all. I know a lot of you old school people, day ones here, people been here for a minute. You're like, all right, we know that, Mick, but there's a lot of new people who don't. Okay. So it says here, its appeal lies in its practical application, specifically addressing real-world issues such as international payments. Beyond its utility, the current market conditions suggest that XLM is on the brink of a significant surge. I'll say, I believe that anytime a real bull run is about to pop off, you see XLM at these low prices. Then when the bull run pops off, it tends to go up. Sometimes a pretty good amount, right? Just like I said, go look at those charts from 2021 at the beginning of that bull run, right before. Look at where that price was, and then look where it went to like in May, June. Look where it went to, right? And like I said, keep in mind, some people sitting on a ton of XLM, right? And they got it at super low, right? So anyway, it says here, XLM is currently at an unprecedented low, presenting a lucrative buying opportunity. Seizing the chance to acquire XLM at its current low point could position investors for substantial profits. That's the writer's opinion, right? It says, as per the enthusiast optimistic outlook. Presently, Stellar's price is 13 cents, making it an attractive entry point for those seeking substantial returns. It's also going to be a very interesting year as far as global regulations and interoperability, since they all kept complaining about interoperability at the end of the year. And Stellar made it clear, we have interoperability that you need. And I'm starting to see the dominant cryptos take the stage together, right? You see the connector pieces taking the front stage, Quant, Chainlink, right? You see the smart contract platforms continuing to move forward and become stronger and stronger. Solana, Algorand, Hedera, they're all doing very well. Also, I heard some information, like I said, about a possible collaboration from between, who was it? Algorand and Hedera. So if that does occur, that would be interesting. That'll be interesting, right? So there, and what did I say? I said before, a lot of these Bitcoin companies will work together in the future. That's part of being the new financial system, is everything congealing together, one flowing into another. They don't step on each other's toes. They all complement each other. You have the liquidity coins. That's what I call them. XLM, XRP, a few others in there. So you have the smart contracts doing what they're supposed to do. The connector pieces like Quant, Flare, Chainlink doing what they're supposed to do. You have the liquidity and, coins like XRP, XLM doing what they're supposed to do. Everything seems to be moving very well, in my humble opinion, forward into the future. So I like this article. This was a good article here. Very rare article here about XLM. Tomorrow we'll get into a little bit more of that, like that very deep XLM information. If I just need to find a few more things, we'll see. If I find a few more things to put together, as far as what I'm looking at right now, because I have something I'm working on, then we'll come back with a more delicious chapter for XLM. So now, let's close out here. We're going to close out here with a little bit of gold news. Got to get this a little bit of gold in. So, you know I love a good gold prediction. This is from kitco.com. This article is titled, Gold to $3,000 in 2024. Did you see the silver prediction from the other day? It was saying something about silver to $42 or something like that. There was another one, silver to $37. I'll take either one. I like either one of those. But let's cover this little bit about gold right now. It says Mike McGlone sees a global recession propelling gold to unprecedented highs. So it says here, as macroeconomic conditions continue to deteriorate, the gold prices are poised to hit new highs in 2024 and even has the potential to hit $3,000. Quote, gold outperforming most commodities and the S&P 500 on a year-over-year basis to November 29th may show inklings toward our base case. A great reset, what? A great reset worthy of the biggest liquidity pump then dump in history, unquote, McGlone said in his, quote, Global Commodities 2024 Outlook. Quote, the lessons of 4-decade highs in inflation could be enduring and curtail Federal Reserve easing, quote, he said. Quote, gold is on a track to shift $2,000 an ounce resistance into support. Copper may head toward $3 a pound, and WTI crude oil approach $40 a barrel if Bloomberg Economics' U.S. recession outlook plays out. McGlone noted that the appearance of gold at the top of BI's annual macro performance scorecard, while the Bloomberg Commodity Spot Index is on the bottom, indicates that the markets are on a path towards global recession. Once again, I believe it's a depression. Just look at how people are struggling, living. Look at the information that's actually important, like energy prices and food, which continues to go up. But hey, just my humble opinion. Quote, the potential for trend reversal or acceleration is a key question for 2024, and our bias is the latter, unquote, he said. Quote, what appears unsustainable are falling treasury bond and rising stock market prices, especially with 2024 U.S. recession outlooks from Bloomberg Economics and the Conference Board's Index of Leading Indicators, unquote. We'll close out with this here. He warned that the impact of the coordinated rate hikes by central banks in 2023 may not fully be felt until third quarter of 2024. That's something people need to keep in mind. And said, quote, the U.S. stock market likely needs to remain resilient or deflation may be a primary theme a year from now. We've talked extensively about deflation. We've talked extensively about deceleration, have we not? Beginning of 2023, first 4 or 5 months, we're talking all about that, okay? So I'm looking forward to hopefully $3,000 gold. That would be beautiful. Muy lindo, miente. That would be really, really nice. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, everybody, let's get to the money.